Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Covered with Nachi. Sorry for the long break. I was hoping to find someone to share this next topic with me and chat with you about it so that you wouldn't just have to listen to me talk about insurance all the time. But I couldn't find anyone, and I still wanted to get this topic out of the way so we could move on. For those of you that are watching my video for the first time, I am trying to share with you a little bit of what I know about insurance. I've made a couple of other videos before this, all focused on personal lines insurance. Things like your auto, your apartment, your homeowners, your umbrella. And today we are getting into the first video on commercial insurance. So for this video, we're talking about the most basic type of commercial insurance that you might encounter when you first open a small business, and that is a BOP. A BOP is an acronym for Business Owner's Policy. You will see that the insurance industry really loves their acronyms. So sometimes you'll hear quite a few of those. The BOPs became popular back in the 70s. It was a way that ISO came up with, or a solution that ISO came up with, to be able to generalize the rating and the underwriting process for certain businesses and industries that were very much alike. These are average, uncomplicated types of exposure that they could easily predict the claims and outcome because they were very much cookie cutter type of businesses. We're talking businesses like retail stores, a dry cleaner, a restaurant, apartment buildings, or regular professional offices. These are things that overall they could rate based on just that one class because of their expected exposure for that class. BOPs are a great tool. If your small business qualifies for a BOP, you should absolutely purchase a BOP. It is one product that's going to incorporate many lines of coverage that you may need as a startup business or a small business. Things like your property coverage or liability are all rolled into one. The way these BOPs will compete with each other is by throwing enhancers in there as well. So for example, if you're in the restaurant business, carriers will have restaurant enhancers that are thrown in with sublimits, things that you don't have to think of, things that you don't have to purchase coverage for, but items like outdoor signage or spoilage coverage if your refrigerator goes down. So just items like that. And then of course, they're going to be a little bit different from one industry to another because it's based on what's more applicable to you. There are many small business or startups that won't qualify for a BOP. So generally, we're thinking of businesses that the exposure can't quite be predictable. Let's say, for example, a electrical contractor or plumber, they qualify for a BOP because we know what their exposure is, what their work is, but the general contractor himself won't qualify for a BOP because we don't know who he's going to sub out work to. So there's going to be many different types of classes that he subs out to. Hopefully that makes sense. The BOPs are built quite like most other policies. There's going to be a deck page with your basic general information. There's going to be the common policy forms or common policy conditions. Those are conditions that apply to all aspects of the policy, both the property and the liability. And then, of course, you'll have the property-specific coverage forms and the liability-specific coverage forms. If you have a BOP and you have any questions on how to read it, please reach out to me or your current broker and agent, and maybe they can review it with you just to help you be able to read it more properly so that you can understand what you do have and what you don't have. Because as I mentioned, there's probably a lot more in there than what you realize. A lot of these coverages are not items that you had to pick and choose or specifically pay for, so that you might not even know they're there. Generally, these policies include enhancers, and enhancers can be sold in different ways. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Other times you do. Carriers will offer, a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3 of an enhancer, so that you can pick, the bare minimum of the additional coverage, maybe a middle option or a real elite option. Sometimes they'll call it their bronze, silver, and gold packages, whatever it might be. These specific enhancers will have sublimits for items. So you want to review those sublimits, because a lot of times those smaller claims, there is more in the enhancers that apply to you than the actual coverages that you picked and you paid for specifically. So please pay attention to those. And I think that's it. So again, if you have any questions on a BOP that you may already have, or you think your business qualifies for a BOP and you have some questions about it, please reach out to us. Please remember, these videos are meant for entertainment purposes only. They are not meant as advice for you to make any changes on your current coverage or to purchase coverage based on these videos. For that, please reach out and I'd be more than happy to help you. Thank you so much. Hopefully next week we'll dive a little bit deeper into commercial insurance and start talking about the individual lines within the package itself, and go on from there. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment or send me a private message, and I will be sure to address them either personally or in the next videos. Thank you. Have a great day.